When Kentucky Fried Chicken adds vegan options to its menu, then draws a line 2 blocks long and sells out within hours, well, you know change is afoot. What you might not know is that there's a war brewing also. The war is brewing because this has moved from a friendly cottage industry to the world of big business and venture capital. Think Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods, well-funded and recent entrants both. But you should also think Kellogg and Kraft Heinz. They aren't new to the scene. Think Tyson and Smithfield Farms, big animal meat producers and investors in alternative to meat-based foods. And it's not just KFC and the Colonel. Burger King and Carl's, Del Taco and Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A and others are jumping in. But that's not the war that's coming. Not really. Here's the war. This year alone, nearly 30 states have proposed legislation limiting the use of words such as burger or hot dog to food from an animal. 30. I should add they want to limit the use to food from an animal that was born, raised, and, well, you know the rest, in a traditional way. That's because in addition to the plant-based alternatives, there's work also being done in laboratories on growing meat from cells. The lawyers are licking their chops, let me tell you, and the lobbyists. Now I need to disclose a conflict. I'm a vegan. Although I wasn't anything close to a vegan during a recent trip to Laredo where I was speaking at the annual manufacturing symposium. My views here then might surprise you. I largely support the dairy and cattle industries. Words matter. Just because you can squeeze a soybean, an almond, or some oats and produce a milk-like substance doesn't mean you get to call it milk. Just because you can produce a hamburger-like product using plant-based ingredients, including beet juice to resemble, well, you know, doesn't mean you can call it a hamburger, although hamburgers don't have ham. Burger I can live with, and the word sausage I would think would be hard to protect. But the solution, at the risk of alienating those annoying cloying vegans, you know how we are, the solution is exports. Exports. You see, thanks to globalization, thanks to rising income levels all over the world, more people can afford and more people want protein than ever before. And for many, that means eating meat. The good news is that the world loves our beef, our chicken, our pork. Exports of beef, whether frozen or fresh, now top $7 billion a year. Fresh beef exports are now worth more than $3.6 billion a year, with Japan, Mexico, Canada, and South Korea, in that order, the largest markets. With the first, Japan, we have a free trade agreement in the works. With the second and third, we have one in congressional limbo. And with the fourth, we already have an FTA. Frozen beef heads to Asia, to South Korea and Hong Kong, but also Japan and Taiwan. Pork exports will once again top $4.5 billion this year, with Japan and Mexico as the leading markets. Chicken exports will top $3.6 billion this year, well below the $5 billion total earlier this decade, but headed in the right direction the last several years. Let's find a solution not in legal briefs, arm twisting, and courtrooms, but in the world beyond our shores. From outside the Beltway and inside the numbers, this is Ken Roberts, and this has been another episode of Trade Matters. Thanks for watching.